Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome, people, to Footy Judgmo. Absolutely brilliant game, and Liverpool were robbed. That's my opinion. I'm not going to change it. Absolutely robbed at the end of the game. To be honest, that was a blatant penalty, and I have no doubt about it. If this was minute 60, 70, 30, that's a penalty and a yellow card, not only a penalty. But listen, I'm not going to change my energy. This was absolutely a class game. It could have gone either way. Doku hitting the post. Manchester City, people want to say that Manchester City, they got away with a point, which is I titled this. But Man City could have won the game. Easily, this game could have been 2-1 Man City. To be honest, without a shadow of a doubt. This could have been 2-1, could have been 2-1 Liverpool. However, the team that were better on the day were Liverpool. Depleted Liverpool. No Trent. Salah on the bench. No Alisson. And absolutely, Liverpool looked like the better team. Without a shadow of a doubt, in my head, Liverpool looked like the better team. City, to be honest with you, I'm watching the City team and I'm thinking, you did everything right in the first half. You should have gone ahead 2-0. You created the one-on-one chances. Erling Haaland created the chance one-on-one against Van Dijk. Van Dijk, brilliant defending. But Erling Haaland, as good as he is, should have made a goal there. A lot of chances for Manchester City, not clear-cut chances, but they got into good positions. They got on 3-on-3, 4-on-4. They could have used it. But Liverpool, the second half, to be honest, they absolutely looked absolutely brilliant in the second half. And it didn't, I don't know what Jurgen Klopp said at halftime, but Liverpool, to be honest, came out of this dressing room, looked like the better team, looked like the team that wanted it more. And we're going to have an awkward conversation about Kevin De Bruyne. I know people are going to say I have an agenda. He is arguably the best player in the league alongside Mohamed Salah. But why is Pep Guardiola taking Kevin De Bruyne out when you need to win the game? Don't you trust Kevin De Bruyne to stay on the pitch? It's as simple as that. He wanted to tighten the defense more. He could have taken somebody else. But again, we'll see. We'll talk to Vater. Patrick is going to be here. Jerry James is going to be here. Martin is going to be here. There is going to be more people joining. But I wanted to get your opinion. And I wanted to start. And I know everyone wants to start with the penalty decision. And we're going to start with the penalty decision. But number one thing, I want you guys to hit that like button if you're watching this now. Hit the like button if you're watching this in the replay. I know all of you, some of the Man City fans are going to cry in the chat and say, Mo, you have an agenda. I don't think the City goal was a foul at all. By the way, Aki's block is different than Endo's block. Endo was an offside position. That's why it was called back, because he used that. Aki's block was a normal block that happens in every single game, and it's not even a free kick without even the goal. So that was never a free kick. It's a brilliant corner kick from Manchester City, to be honest. I actually thought that this was absolutely genius. John Stones running to the near post. It was never a free kick. And if everybody want to say that it was a free kick, I actually think you just got it completely wrong. Why Endo one the other week was called a free kick against Chelsea. The penalty was a penalty, but that's only my opinion. I'm not the referee. I don't speak for anybody. I speak only for myself. And I want to know your opinion, people. I want to know your opinion in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to start with Vater, actually, in here. I've heard you on the terrace. You tried to deflect a little bit. Terry called you out. And you wanted to speak about Liverpool and all the stuff. But I want to get your opinion about the penalty. This penalty, if it's minute 30, the question is simple. Minute 30, halfway line. Minute 60, halfway line. Is this going to be called as a free kick and a yellow card?
No. Minute 30, 90th minute, 86th minute. Listen, there's a reason why they went and reviewed it. The reason why they looked at it from multiple angles. And the conclusion was it wasn't a pen. Now, if you want to take what I say as a City fan and then want to say, oh, he's deflecting or he's making light of it, and again, I said this earlier, I think MacAllister definitely makes the most of it. It's the later stage of the game. It's the final minutes of the game. If you can make the ref have to make a decision like that, you're going to do it. I don't fault him for it. As a player, you got to do that. But I think that's what they saw. He made more of what it was, and it wasn't a foul.
You don't think it was a foul? Martin is joining us, people. Mike, did you think it was a penalty? I know we spoke off camera about.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's a pen. And I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't think it's a pen. But if it's minute 60, I think they would have given it. I just don't want to think about the pen and say, oh, yeah, we got robbed. Because we had opportunities in the game and we're going to talk about it. But for the pen, there is a sort of coming together, and MacAllister comes really quickly into the challenge. And Doku, I don't think he even realizes. He just puts his stud up, and unfortunately, MacAllister was there. You could say City got lucky. You could say Liverpool got robbed, all that sort of stuff. But it's one of those issues that if it was minute 70, 60, 45, and not the last kick of the game, they might have given the penalty. I just don't think it was a penalty, in my honest opinion.
Because it was the last minute of the game, not because you don't think it's a.
No, but also I can see why they wouldn't give it, because there was a coming together. If Doku saw MacAllister and put his studs up, all right, then we can call it a penalty. I don't think Doku realizes that MacAllister's coming in that quickly. I just don't think so.
Patrick, penalty or no penalty?
I don't think it's a pen, and we've spent almost an hour, me and Veta, on the football terrace with Terry, trying to tell the Liverpool fans that that's not a pen. I'd say it was like one of those 50-50 situations. And the funny thing is, I think MacAllister did not even go for the ball. I think that's the bad thing. He wasn't even going for the ball because I think he saw an opportunity and said, I'll do the same as a player. Let me just jump into this situation. He's got his boot up. But the thing is, Doku cleared it and then he came into the studs. And I think that's when the VAR was like, you know what? That's not actually a pen. That's just a coming together. But I think, as I told people, if it was MacAllister first to that ball, with obviously his chest or anything, and then Doku does that, I think that's a pen. But that wasn't a pen because Doku gets the ball, and then MacAllister jumps in, and then obviously, look, it's football. You will make a meal out of it. It's the last minute, and it's Anfield. Obviously, sometimes, at Anfield, when it gets intense, ref gets under pressure. But it is what it is, man. I don't think it's a pen.
Martin, that's your...
At first, I thought it was. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen them given. Let's put it that way. I've seen them given. My issue is, why is Doku's foot up like that? I don't like anyone's foot going up that high in the penalty box. The first one was a dive by Salah. Thought he dived. Second one, if it had been given, I wouldn't have been jumping up and down with, anger. Let's put it that way.
Very honest, to be honest. Here is my view on it, okay? And then we'll move on to the actual game. You put your foot high like this, clear the ball or not, you actually endangering an opponent. And once you touch the opponent, it's not an indirect free kick. Even if you clear the ball, a follow-through is a penalty. A follow-through is a foul. A penalty or no penalty, that's because it's in the area or not the area. A follow-through with your foot that high, you're putting yourself in the risk of hurting an opponent. The fact that MacAllister didn't go for the ball, I can actually excuse him because he saw the foot was raised, right? He was trying to avoid the tackle, but still the foot touched him. It doesn't matter if Doku clears it or not. Actually, that's besides the point. That's actually besides the point. And it's in the chest. It's more dangerous than hitting someone on the ankle, which is Curtis Jones got a red card for. This is a very dangerous play. The fact that he touched him and the studs went to the chest makes it a penalty 100%. It's not every contact is a penalty, I get it. But a contact with your studs on someone's chest is a foul. It's a free kick. If this was anywhere on the pitch, it will be given a free kick. It's as simple as that. Man City fans can say whatever they want. In my opinion, the referees at the end didn't want to give the penalty because it's the last minute. Because actually the commentators can hear the VAR, and the VAR said it's an inevitable coming together. Well, a player tackling and not in control of their body and hitting someone is an inevitable coming together. It's the same thing. But we have seen them given as free kicks. That's their explanation. And for MacAllister to go for a raised foot, I have seen plenty of people, if you put your foot out, you're giving the opponent a chance to actually hit the foot. Doku's foot was extended to the chest and it hit MacAllister's chest. It's as simple as that. I don't know how. To be
Mo,
honest,
do you know what's sad? The two biggest the two games we've played Liverpool, all we've done after the game is talk about two incidents.
because this
The
is
one
a
at
big
the
decision,
Etihad.
Martin.
No, I get it. The one at the Etihad where the Kanji had, a rightful goal ruled out, and then you've got the one today with Oku. It's because the thing was, and I'm already sorry, but I've not got as long as everyone else, so I do apologise. I'm out for a Mother's Day meal. It was a game of two halves for me. First half, I thought we were really good. Second half, I thought we were absolutely crap.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I thought we were crap second half. I thought we were scared, we were timid. I thought the substitutions were wrong. First half, I thought, yeah, really happy with that. Chances, 1-0 up. And then second half, I listen, I've said this 1,000 times. He's trying to force Alvarez into the frigging team. I don't know why. I was really excited with Alvarez on the left. I thought, yeah, but we needed control. We needed a little bit of pause in that first half, and even second half, and we're a little bit letting the game go by us. Especially second half, we let the game go by us totally. And
I think.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm peeved off for that second half. I am very angry with that second half.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I hate. Honestly, after this game, I honestly hate Anfield. I hate that place. Watching how the players played and seeing how some of the stray passes and almost lack of composure, I can't account it to anything else, because I've seen the players pin the ball around, 1-2s, 1-2-3s, and just be composed, doesn't matter, but plays back to the keeper, plays to each other, just kicking it up for clearances. That's not City. I can't put it on anything else but Anfield. I hate that place. I think, Martin, the first half, I thought, as surprised as I was to see Alvarez, because when we were in our group chat, and Patrick knows this, I thought when we were thinking of our 11 that Alvarez would come on as a sub, Kovacic would kind of come on as a sub, things of that nature. But to see him start, and the first half, I couldn't really blame him. The only thing, the biggest criticism I had of Alvarez was he was rushing it. There was a few chances he had to get the ball to KDB or to Haaland. He just rushed it, or he was out on the wing and he just rushed it. So I know he's playing out of position. I know it's probably not getting the best out of him, but that's the toughest thing with regards to Pep. I disagree with that 11. It worked in the first half, but when you saw what Klopp had them do in that second half, a change needed to be made, and that was probably most likely that should have been Alvarez.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, there is over 260 of you here. Can we get the likes up to 100, 150, guys? Come on, there are more votes for the penalty or not penalty than the like. So like the video, it's underneath your live chat. Come on, people. Mike, go ahead. Talk about Liverpool.
No, because I can hear City fans saying that, we didn't play. I thought City for the first 10 minutes were absolutely cooking us. I was like, this might be a very dangerous game today with the way City were playing. After probably 20 minutes of the game, I thought Liverpool were awesome. I honestly thought we bossed it. Endo and MacAllister did not give KDB anything this game. I thought Foden was kind of isolated out on that right side, and Gomez did well. Then obviously Robertson did well when he came on. I thought Foden didn't have his greatest game. Alvarez, the guy's not a left winger. I've been seeing him play at River Plate. He is a striker at the end of the day. He would sometimes play at right side, but he's not a left winger. But I got to give a lot of credit to Liverpool. I thought we were amazing. That second half, the amount of pressing we did and the ball movement quickly, we should have won this game. I know, City fans can say they had the chances in the first half. Liverpool in that second half, Diaz especially, had two glorious chances. If he buried them, we would not even talk about the penalty at the end of the game. Yeah. Because we would talk about Liverpool being amazing, Diaz coming up clutch, but Diaz, you have to score that. Salah's first touch of the game was that amazing pass. Diaz, you're through on goal. You have to bury it. I'm sorry. If that's Jota, it's going in. If that's Sadio Mane from 1920, that's going in.
Yeah.
Diaz, he just didn't come up clutch today, but the fact that we were, I don't want to talk about injuries. The fact we were missing Trent, Konate, Alisson, Curtis Jones, And we had guys like Connor Bradley and Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa, again, was amazing today. To put up that performance, I can't say other than amazing from Liverpool. And even though we drew this game and we're in second place behind Arsenal, I actually have more confidence of now winning the Premier League. I think we really are on a good momentum here. You're going to say something, Mo?
No, I was going to ask you, actually, do you think Liverpool were good second half or Man City were bad? Because it looks like there's
honestly
a difference
thought we were
in
amazing.
both teams. Because
but we forced them into mistakes, though, Mo.
Man City normally don't play long balls to no one. And I was like, what is happening here? Why are players clearing the ball to an empty area with no one running?
We did it ourselves, man. We did it ourselves, Mo. I think,
that's what I wanted to know. Like, because I was watching, look at the number of long passes that Man City had that was wrong. Liverpool pressing was immense. To be honest, to MacAllister and Endo today, like, what a midfield, to be honest. Szoboszlai wasn't great, but he was still pressing. His touch wasn't the best. But Man City as well, we were speaking about, and I wanted to ask you, because this is related to what you're going to say, the quality. This is not the quality of Manchester City players. Players miss passing, playing long to nobody, players giving up on runs. That's not Manchester City.
Yeah, we did it ourselves. And you know what? We were doing a preview, and I said something. I told people that I think we're going to beat Liverpool like 5-2. I was very confident because I was like, I heard about the rumors. But I said
Patrick,
one
you
thing.
said 5-2?
Yeah, I did. I did. But you know where I gave myself a warning? I told the guys one warning. I was like, the only issue that's going to happen here is, number one, emotion. Number two, we're going to do it to ourselves. And guess what? I knew it. I told my mom, who's an Arsenal fan, I was like, City are now going to start getting smoked. I was like, she said, what do you mean? I was like, this is Anfield. They play on emotion. Do you remember when you, Arsenal, were 2-0 up? Only one moment of emotion. When that pen happened, that moment happened, I gave up. I put my hands up and say, we're in for a ride now. We're going to struggle. Because that's what happens at Anfield. You give them that opportunity, you're done. That's why I was looking at that Madrid game. If we scored a second one and continued silence in that stadium as what Madrid did when they played them that time, I think would have been one of the best games for us. But as soon as we did that pen, made that mistake, just look at how they raised their standard up. And I have been saying it, and Michael, I told you that you guys have been playing Fugazi football. I don't know where you're getting it from, because let's be honest, that's not the best Liverpool side City have faced. But somehow Klopp has managed to bring some energy into players that I don't even know. I didn't even know that defender of yours who looked like Van Dijk. He looked like an NPC. Kwanzaa or Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat. I don't know who that kid was, but guess what? He played so well. Let's talk about Bradley. Played so well, but I think more we did to ourselves, and it's not a surprise. That's why Man City don't have a good record at Anfield. Somehow, our players, our team, more from elite, they just become average at Anfield, and you're like, what's going on? And we ask yourself when you're watching the match, what's going on?
Look at Ake today. Ake does not do what Ake does today.
No, yeah,
that is not what Ake does. Ake does not do that pass. I don't know what came over Ake today. It was like, there you go. I don't know what he was doing. Ake's not done that all season.
Yeah, but we saw Martin. We were seeing the same thing.
I want to ask Martin, because Martin has to go in 5 minutes, and I want to ask Martin a question before he goes, and then I'm gonna go to Rack. What are the chances of you winning the league after the performance today? And how confident are you playing Arsenal in 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I still think we'll beat Arsenal at the Etihad. I think we'll beat Arsenal at the Etihad. To be honest, it doesn't today. I mean, Arsenal gone top, great, and we're going to be in for a three full fight at the moment. But there's still 10 games to go. I don't think it changes a lot. I know some will say City, and it's fine. Over the next 3-4 weeks, we're all going to change who's favourites, second favourites, third favourites, because the last 10 games will come up with some weird results. It will do. It just happens. We've got difficult games. Arsenal have got some tricky games. Liverpool have still got the derby. They've got to go to Old Trafford. And as much as, yes, you're all going to laugh and go, Old Trafford's easy. Liverpool United throws up really weird results because of the size of the game. That's the problem with it.
The reason why we lost the league that season where you guys got 98 points and we got 97, Rashford was basically on one leg. United were down to and Klopp gambled and basically thought, you know what, a point away at Old Trafford's not the worst. Even though that United team was bad, and that was a mistake that ultimately cost us because they were there for the taking, and we went conservative. And you're right, these things happen. You can't take big games for granted.
Yeah, it's really weird because Arsenal on this great run, Liverpool are on this great run, and believe it or not, City is undefeated in about 21 games. So it's like nobody wants to give an edge at the moment. Nobody wants to give an edge.
Martin, 1 point behind. 1 point behind.
Exactly. It's 1 week, it all changes back again. It's really weird. Listen, if we'd have won today, I'd have gone, I think we're favourites. I still think if we'd have lost today, I was one of the few who were out of it. But the draw just keeps everything still bubbling, still going.
You don't
and then
think
we'll all move
to Arsenal. You don't think, Martin, it gives Arsenal an edge at all?
No, really.
Yeah, a little bit. But the difference is they've still got to come to the Etihad. And as much as Arsenal fans think it's going to be as easy as they think it's going to be easy.
No one thinks it's easy.
Like they all thought it was.
Oh, they do more. After they think they
They are thinking it's easy because they did this last season. We're going to the Etihad and we'll show up. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen.
Robbie did a speech also outside the.
They all did these big speeches. Churchill outside the stadium. This is our time. Here we go. Listen, in 2 weeks' time, if City beat Arsenal, then it all changes back again. It's just too close at the moment. It's too close to say anybody's favourites, anybody's out.
I know who's favourites in my head, but
no cushion. One thing I will say before I go.
I know. I said Liverpool are.
He's going to say Arsenal.
No, Liverpool are favourites. Man City are second. Liverpool and Arsenal are third. Doesn't change. The fact that Arsenal are going to the Etihad, that means these 3 points should be going to Manchester City. And I said the least Liverpool will get out of this game is a draw. A lot of people said Man City will win. I said, if they win, I will be a little bit surprised. Nobody in the world, no matter who you are, goes to Anfield and be favorites to win a game. No matter how depleted Liverpool are. Especially because they have Van Dijk back, they have Szoboszlai back, they have Salah back, they have Nunes back. Yes, they don't have Trent. Yes, they don't have Alisson. But look how Kelleher played in the last games. He saved the 1-on-1 from Foden today. So I'm just looking at that. I'm looking at the givens, and they have the easiest fixture list, Liverpool. That's on paper, yes. Everything can change. Right.
On paper.
Yeah, but I know that football isn't played on paper, but we cannot predict the future, Martin.
But when you talk about easiest fixture lists, again, there are some tough fixtures in there, which we know, as Martin said, can go either way. And then, I don't know if most of the others are like given. We have to play Everton away, we have to play United away, we have to play West Ham away, Villa away, and we have Spurs at home. I think Spurs play everybody. So,
yes.
And the other ones, okay, fine. I'm happy if you say we're we can win the other games.
You're like very
if we get a draw at Old Trafford, that wouldn't be a complete. Even though United are crap at the moment, which I'm sure I'm sure. Look, we can all agree that's pretty funny.
They are horrible.
Yeah, but any of those teams could go to Old Trafford and potentially get a draw, drop a couple of points because shit does happen sometimes.
Nobody
last
said
season,
otherwise.
Weird stuff happened. City lost Old Trafford last season, right? Remember that was that controversial Rashford goal or whatever. Stuff happens, and so you can't discount it.
I'm just looking at this Man City. I'm gonna keep saying it. Pep Guardiola is still at this moment trying to find the right combination. The fact that he benched Diaz today as well. I got NDZ, like he texted me, one of the viewers.
That was the right choice. Mo, that was the right choice.
I know because you said Nunes. However, Diaz is the leader. Why are you benching your best defender?
Because he's the slowest defender out of the four.
You have Kyle Walker that could cover Nunes.
And he's not having a good season, to be honest.
Kyle Walker didn't want to cover anyone today. Kyle Walker didn't want to cover Nunes at all today. Kyle Walker kept running away and going into the middle. Do you know who we missed today? And you're going to hate this, Mo. Do you know who we missed today? And would have been perfect for our game?
Gundogan.
Grealish.
Oh, so here we go. Oh, here we go.
No, here we go.
Oh, we go.
Grealish would have been on that left-hand side. And that's why he's messing around.
Maybe I'm not. It's your opinion. I'm not gonna say that. Grealish sometimes in these big games. Sometimes
You just hate Grealish.
I just don't like his game, to be honest. I just don't like his game.
Doku almost scored though. Doku almost scored. Hit the post. So
that's what I'm saying. By the way, Doku looked more dangerous
but he wasn't good.
Alvarez. Doku looked very dangerous. Yes, he had like a couple of missed passes here and there, but I don't think he was bad at all.
For the amount of time he was on that pitch, like again, he's playing with the players and the intensity in that game. I couldn't really criticize him too much with what he was doing. That shot off the post, I will scream my head off because again, that would have been the game in my opinion.
And you know what that reminded me of that Sane. You remember that Sane goal?
Yeah, the Sane goal.
Yeah. He put it
and I was like,
he?
oh man! This time it was just the right side of the post.
Just
100%,
outside.
100%. Listen, but for me, I'm looking at this game and I'm seeing City played well the first half, but Liverpool exploited everything about City in the second half. I thought that Liverpool
the battles, and
the fighting spirit wasn't there for City, which is very strange to me.
No, because we made the subs too late at the wrong time. It was all wrong. Kovacic or Nunes should have been on bang at half time. Pep will not make subs at half time. I do not know why he will not.
Nobody does.
What do you think of KDB?
Wait. Kovacic for who?
And I took Alvarez off
at halftime.
At half time. Yeah. Oh, Veta. There wasn't one City fan who was thinking he was having a good game, Veta.
We should have taken him off for the first half 20 minutes. Alvarez was struggling.
Come on, Veta. Alvarez was not in that game.
No, I know, but there's going into the locker room. There's hearing your manager say calm things down because I thought he was just playing way too fast. I thought he wasn't giving himself time.
He was under pressure and making so many mistakes. He had to come up. And do you know who? Let me ask Martin before you go. Martin is frozen. Is Martin frozen?
He couldn't trap a bag of sand today.
A little bit frozen. Martin is a little
Martin is frozen. Yeah, Martin, let me ask you, do you think that KDB sub was wrong? I think it was. I think
I'm in the hills at the minute.
Guys, I have to tell you one thing about KDB before you guys continue. He played 70 minutes, completed 16 passes.
Do you know why I made that? Do you know why I made that KDB sub?
Do you guys know that 70 minutes completed 16 passes? 63% pass completion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gave the ball away.
I know.
Gave the ball away 16 times. 16 times in that first half. He gave the ball away.
Yeah, it's
listen for the start of KDB. I mean, I didn't realize he was as sloppy as what the stats are saying right there. But
I didn't know. I didn't notice, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't know watching the game.
But I thought he ghosted.
Me and Pat did.
No. There is a part of the game, Vator. He really disappeared in the beginning of the second half. He wasn't going into tackles and he wasn't asking for the ball. It was going Foden.
This is what I want to get at.
Where are you, KDB? Is why are you not showing?
So
this is for the ball.
That's why he took KDB off to get Foden in the middle.
Well, what I want to see, because it's about how the managers manage the players, right? You see Klopp bring on Salah, and we know Salah is just getting back to fitness. KDB, I would be.
Oh, Veda, did you see that pass by Salah? My God, I'm putting my hands up.
No, it was a quality pass. It was a quality pass.
It's one thing to see that on the pitch, right? On TV, because on TV you can see the run, but to see that on the pitch at that speed and thread it through that gap, that was
insane pass.
The way it went, I even looked around. I was like, that's just class.
Salah deserves an assist for that.
Oh yeah. Diaz should have scored that.
No. We're not giving him an assist for that. We've seen KDB do that for years to the feet of Sterling and Sane, and it is what it is.
Oh my God!
Listen, just because I'm saying Salah can do this pass, I'm not saying KDB can't.
No. My point is, when Mo said it deserves an assist, I'm like, no, it doesn't deserve an assist.
It did, though.
Yes, it did. He put it on a fucking plate. That pass.
My point is, we've seen that for years. That's why. No, we've seen that.
Mane scores that.
That's what I said. Mane or Jota would have scored that.
Possibly, but Mo, the
KDB.
subs. I'm not killing Pep on the subs. I'm really not. I think KDB had to come off because as I was watching and you're saying, oh, he's not showing, he's not involved. There was a few points where Liverpool were running through that midfield, and I was like, I'm not seeing KDB. So that protection that he needed in that midfield, he had to get KDB off. And again, I don't even think KDB is 100%. I know he's been magnificent. He's been doing his thing.
Salah is not 100%.
Salah's not 100% either. I agree. No, we could do that. I'm here for it. But I think it's also.
No, I gotta back my Egyptian guy. Come on,
he's not here for it.
I gotta be my Egyptian guy.
Mo is shameless. You know,
bro. For Mohamed Salah, I'm shameless. I don't support Liverpool, but for Mohamed Salah, I'm shameless.
Goated. Okay,
you know this, Patrick. You know
he's goated. He's goated though. That pass. I'm sorry. That pass. I don't know some fools when you're doing world class in the Prem. When I tell you it's KDB and Salah, some people start adding fools like Rice. No, please come down, sit down. We're not seeing that. No.
Vator, what would you have changed? Second half, you're rattled. Pep Guardiola was rattled. The players were rattled. What would you have changed?
So, I agree in terms of Alvarez had to come off that pitch. Alvarez had to come off. Kovacic had to come on. But I wouldn't have made those two subs at the same time. Pep bringing on Doku and Kovacic, taking off KDB and Alvarez, I thought was a little too much. I think like keep that rhythm out there with KDB because I think he knew, and I think that was probably the conversation that was happening between him and Pep on that sideline. One second. I think they were going back and forth.
You also said Doku made a positive impact when he came on. So
no. But this let me make my point. So I think Doku made his impact as the game carried on, and I think he didn't need to make those two changes at the same time because I think that's how Pep and KDB were butting heads a little bit. I think KDB knew where he wanted to attack Liverpool and where they were vulnerable and want to be on that pitch a little longer. So if it was to have him out there as well as Kovacic to have a little more security in the midfield, I think they could have survived that. And then bring on Doku, and again, if you're bringing on Doku, is it KDB that comes off possibly, but the subs, it's reading the game, and we know this. Pep doesn't necessarily want to change things up because he thinks the players will figure it out. But there was a stage where Liverpool were relentless. We were clearing the ball like we were Burnley out there. Or sorry, Burnley don't really play like that these days. But old school Burnley. We were just lobbing it up.
Everton style.
There you go. We were just lobbing it and hoping for a little breather, and that's not us. So credit to Liverpool, and again, that's another reason why I say I hate Anfield because we weren't playing like us. But the opportunities that we had overall, I think, as much as it was one-sided in that second half, for us to lead this game in a draw, I'm like, yeah.
You should be happy, Vader. You got a point. I'm going to be honest. You should be happy.
I want to ask Rack or Michael, okay? This is it's going to be a tricky question. Before I go to the Man City guys, right? Who would you point at City and you say today you were disappointed? You were disappointing. I am disappointed. If you were a City fan today, who would you say you are disappointing today? Haaland, KDB, there is Alvarez. Apart from Alvarez is for me to scapegoat Alvarez, I think it's the easy choice. You know, anybody can say, yeah, Alvarez played well. In the chat, I want people in the chat. We got 600 people here in the chat, guys. Who do you think played bad from City that you expected to play good today? The players that you look for and say, you should have had better game. You should have played better. You should have been the guy that made the difference today. Michael or Rack? I want the Liverpool point first.
Go ahead, Rack.
Go ahead, Michael. No, after you, man. After you.
I would probably say, because I'm not going to blame Alvarez. I think he's out of position outside.
Exactly, like it's easy to blame Alvarez.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
everybody can just blame Alvarez and say, "Oh, he didn't have a good game. Why did he not take on Bradley?" I just don't think he's comfortable in that position at all. I think you got to look at two players, Haaland, because where was Haaland in the second half, and KDB. If KDB should have had much more impact, we have seen KDB always be an impact player in these big games, in my opinion. He did not show up today. I don't know if he was not fit or if it's the crowd or whatever, or if it was because how good Endo and MacAllister was. I don't think KDB had the significant impact that you would expect from a big game player himself. So those are really the two players. I'm not going to really blame defensively because I think they were just getting pressured a lot by Liverpool players. And Rodri, that was not his best game either, if I'm going to be honest. I think he really struggled out there.
If Diaz is smart, Rodri gets a red card.
In what situation?
It's actually the card. Actually, after the card, Diaz went bad. After the yellow, he started being safe.
in my opinion, Diaz feels that pull from he goes down. The reason why, because he got lucky that he got past Kyle Walker. He goes down because Kyle Walker was still ahead of him. You fall down, Rodri second yellow, Rodri's out. Rodri pulled him when he goes down. If he's smart, but he was the adrenaline, the rush of adrenaline. He's like, I'm gonna be the guy. You know what I mean?
If he's smart, you said. If he's smart.
If he's smarter, yes.
Oh, interesting choice of words. If he's smart.
100%. That's how football works. Hater, I don't know what you're talking about. Hater, coaches tell players to go on the player that has yellow cards. That's how football works. It's a simple thing. Mike knows this. Anybody that plays football knows this. Coaches in the second have to say, I want you to go to this player every time you have the ball. That's just a football how it works. I don't know why you're rattled.
No, I'm not rattled. I'm not rattled. But I thought you were saying when he was pulled on his shirt, he should have went down. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Okay. And you used the word smart. You used the word smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he pull him or did he not pull him?
Yeah, you pulled on the jersey. Yeah, we see it 1,000 times in a game.
You go down when you are beat, you get another yellow. What is this? I don't know. I don't know what's your point, to be honest. You're arguing for the sake of arguing.
No, I was just getting some clarity. That's all. I heard you use the phrase. It was smart, and that's all.
I think so. Rack. Before I do super chats, give me a player from Man City, and then I go to the Man City guys.
I'm gonna give you two. I'm not gonna say Haaland. Haaland had a bit of a quiet game, but we all know that Haaland could be devastating if you play to his strengths. I don't think City really played to his strengths today. We all know his link up and stuff isn't the greatest, but you give him an opportunity in front of goal and he's deadly. So I'm not going to go too hard on him or KDB because even though they're the what many people call the usual suspects. I think Phil Foden, in the first 5 minutes of the game, he skipped past Gomez like he wasn't there. And Gomez, although in general had a good game, he has a tendency to make stupid brain farts. And when I saw that, I was very concerned that may be a sign of things to come. And I don't think Foden really stepped up enough after that. Maybe he was isolated. Maybe he got double teamed a little bit. Maybe well have been. Maybe it's not just Foden. Maybe he was more isolated. And then I would say we all know that Liverpool and Bernardo Silva are not the best of friends. And
the guy is so annoying. It's unbelievable.
He is annoying. He is annoying.
Him and Robertson as well.
But he's the kind of annoying that if he's on your team,
I would love him. I would love him.
And if he's on the opposition team, you absolutely hate him. Yeah. And more often than not, when Bernardo has played against Liverpool, even whether City have won or not, he's always been a thorn in our side. He's always been solid. And I don't think he performed to the same level today that he has in the past. And look, he's been angling after a move to Barcelona for a number of years. If I see the back of him, if this is the last game that Liverpool come across Bernardo Silva, I won't be disappointed because he is infuriating, but he's also an exceptional player.
For me, the only player at City that I'm looking at, I'm saying you should have done better is Kevin De Bruyne for a couple of reasons. People forget that Foden is 23 years old, playing at Anfield. Gomez was going very tough. Endo was crunching tackles on him. He's playing on the side of Van Dijk in the beginning. The one player that you look at and you want to step up is Kevin De Bruyne. Because the ability, because the experience, because of everything, you look at Kevin De Bruyne and say, especially, it's not only about you missing passes, it's about you showing up to your teammates. It's about you asking for the ball. I thought he was shy in asking for the ball in the second half. That's why he was taken off. That's why the stats show the number of passes is very, very low. He wasn't asking for the ball, even though there was a lot of spaces behind the Liverpool midfield. I thought he was very, very poor, in my opinion, Kevin De Bruyne. To his standards, of course. To his standards, I thought he was very, very poor, in my opinion. Haaland, I get what Arak is saying. I am not going to criticize Haaland if you have 5 touches because he was waiting for one chance to score, but he never got it. He never got the service right. He got one chance going against the best defender in the league, against Van Dijk, who's absolutely brilliant. That's all he got. And in the second ball, he created the one for, by the way, him fighting is the reason why Doku got that chance on the left. It's him fighting and creating the pass when he was falling down. So I'm not going to say that Haaland, you were bad. No one is asking Haaland to dribble from halfway line 5-6 players and score, right? No one is asking Haaland to do this. There was no service, so Haaland was not there, and it's as simple as that. I think this is it. Let me do the super chats to get the people. Guys, get your super chats in, get your opinions in. Kilkester is saying Kova was an outstanding sub, should have started as Rodri struggles in basketball games, which was Liverpool's game plan. Really missed Jack Grealish today. One of the things I wanted to say today is that I would have started another midfielder next to Rodri. I would have sacrificed Alvarez and probably played Bernardo on the left, at least to provide more protection. It was end-to-end game because there was not another midfielder for Man City. It was very attacking from Man City. But I agree with you. Mustafa saying City lost control when Rodri got a yellow card. Probably. Yeah, that's a factor because it affects his tackling and how he goes in tackles. Absolutely. Dan Carlito, City fans can't believe that Liverpool had their players rattled. Lol, the press was elite. They couldn't cope. Dan, I'm just going to tell you one thing. Anfield this is how it works. What happened against Real Madrid last year, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often. Liverpool, the crowd was on it. Jurgen Klopp took every chance to turn to the crowd and tell them to get their voices up because he knew what is going to happen when the crowd is on it. So I didn't expect City to dominate the game, and it didn't happen. Yes, they had a good 15 minutes, and that's it. Ryan, thank you, Ryan. So proud of my team. All the injuries, and we outplayed City's robbed at the end as well. The mentality this team has is special. Big up Jurgen as well. Absolutely. 100%. I think Jurgen Klopp again proved that injuries or no injuries, Wataru Endo, Szoboszlai, doesn't matter. Harvey Elliott on the right side was absolutely cooking.
No, it matters, but somehow we still do enough. Still do enough.
And it's coming back and saying Virgil van Dijk today, captain, leader, legend. Ruben Diaz dropped in the biggest game of the season. Never put them in the same sentence ever again. I don't think they were ever in the same sentence. Virgil van Dijk is levels above everybody else in the league.
Yep.
Gabriel, maybe Saliba, but they're not even. To be honest, that one-on-one against Haaland shows what Van Dijk is about. He never lost a step on Haaland. Never.
Can I just mention something about Van Dijk?
Yes, you can, of course.
Van Dijk, since he's been at Liverpool, he played with Lovren, he's played with Matip, he's played with Gomez, he's played with Konate, he's played with
Kwanzaa.
So many different players there. Kwanzaa to say, obviously. When have you seen a player, a centre back especially, when that part of the pitch is so reliant on partnerships? People always talk about Rio and Vidic, or these kind of or Carvalho and Terry. Yeah. So, but no matter who Virgil plays with, the level doesn't drop. And you can't say that about any other centre back that's played in the Premier League, in my opinion.
He's had stinkers. He's had stinkers though. He's also had stinkers though.
After the injury,
look, anybody can have individually bad games, but I don't think you can say that. Name me another centre back. Like, you can't say that about Rio. Even when Rio and John Terry played together for England's central defensive partnership was terrible.
Yeah, but do you know the thing?
And they're the two other people that you can.
Yeah, look, I respect Van Dijk, but for me, this thing where people say, "Oh, he's the greatest Premier League defender we've ever seen," I think he's not the best. I think he's not the best we've ever seen.
You don't. Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question. You don't think individually?
I'm not asking I'm not asking you to say that he's best. All I'm saying that he's certainly in the conversation.
He is in the conversation. One of the ones we've seen.
When people say when people say because there's no way of determining, right? It's ultimately it's down to people's opinions and all that kind of stuff. Just like the Lampard Terry Scholes debate. So Lampard Gerrard Scholes debate. It's down to opinions. But to say that he's not in the conversation is crazy, in my opinion.
No.
I don't need you or anybody else to say he's the best or not.
Look, I would put him in conversations, but the fact that people just discard players that were out there who were also very good and very hardcore defenders. And the other thing about Diaz, the disrespect he gets sometimes, I get it. Look, Van Dijk has taken it another level. Van Dijk was actually going down at the point in time where Diaz was outshining him at the point of that season when he came from injuries. But he's taken it to another level. I give him respect. Like today, I thought he was going to get done because there's a Van Dijk seasons ago where we're calling that he's twerking is because he used to just let people pass him.
Hey,
So,
Patrick, remember last season on another channel, you and Vader and a lot of other people were calling him
The
Van
haters.
Disney.
There they are.
You
the
said
haters.
he was in it.
We
You
Call
said
them out. Call
you
them
said- you
out.
said-
Michael,
No,
he
yeah,
was-
last
he
season. Okay, and look
Mike
at
was.
how he has
Mike,
responded
Mike,
this season.
but he was.
No, yeah,
But
last season he was terrible. Last season he wasn't good.
Not good. Last season.
No,
he
last
wasn't
season it wasn't good. But
He
this
wasn't.
season, Van Dijk is honestly
In my
unbelievable.
opinion, he is. In my opinion, Virgil van Dijk is player of the season in the Premier League. For me,
Give or take, Foden has been good.
okay.
Nice try, Patrick. Nice try, Patrick.
I don't think there's a clear outstanding player this season.
Yes.
So all of those.
Yeah,
I think
Declan Rice, Van Dijk, probably.
Foden's in the conversation. Rodri's in the conversation. Van Dijk is in the conversation.
Endo. What did I say about Endo, Michael? Endo. What did I say about my Endo? What did I
Well,
say
he's not
about
a player of
Endo?
the season conversation, but Endo's been
Declan Rice.
amazing.
Can I
I
ask
said
a
signing.
question? Can I ask a question for the people? And this is gonna rattle a lot of people, right? Let me just do this. JW is saying,
Declan Rice is in
question to the
conversation,
panel:
Mike
is
Ross.
Endo the
Mike-
best ball winner in the Premier League? I don't know.
No.
I don't think
Behave.
No.
Behave.
No, not to that level, JW. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just so sorry.
Endo is just effective in a club system. That's what it's doing right now. But you wouldn't put him.
You know what? When you talk about expectations and you talk about the current level of performance, I don't think many Liverpool fans had a high expectation of Endo. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I didn't know what to expect. And normally when I don't know what to expect, I don't expect much at all. And he has surpassed every expectation I had. I think he's been exceptional since he's come into the squad towards the end of last year, so probably in around November. I think he's been brilliant.
We're gonna have an awkward
He's been-
conversation.
Rack, I'm going to be honest with you. When we signed Endo and when I was watching him for Stuttgart and playing for Japan, I was like, what are we doing here? 15 million, 30-year-old coming to Liverpool. But I have eaten my humble pie a couple of times during this season about Endo. He has been unreal for the price we paid, and I can't believe how good he has been. Today, again, if you told Endo last year at Stuttgart, battling with relegation in a year's time, you're going to be going for a title against Rodri, KDB, he would have laughed at you. But today, he showed that he can play at this level, and honestly, unbelievable performance
I think
again.
he just keeps what he does.
Simple.
He has strengths and he has weaknesses. He keeps it simple. He's been obviously coached or instructed to do a certain thing and just stick to that thing. You don't have to be expansive. You don't have to try and be a Rodri, or you don't have to try and be a Declan Rice or whatever. Get forward and get goals. He just does what he does, takes up the positions that he takes up, doesn't dive in. And I know it's maybe not the most expansive, exciting player, but he has a job to do and he does it impeccably.
I'm gonna ask JW saying Virgil van Dijk is the best one-on defender I've seen in 40 years. This is why I say Virgil van Dijk for me is the best defender in the Premier League I've watched. Right? The reason why is what Rack said. It doesn't matter who plays next to Van Dijk; they improve. Majority of the players we talk about partnerships, this and that, even Saliba and Gabriel. Virgil van Dijk by himself is a weapon, just by himself. Put him with anybody. That's my opinion. Of course, it's very subjective, of course, to what you think about defenders and how defenders defend. I think Van Dijk is the only defender in the history that I see forward scared to go one-on-one on. Of course, it's different now. There is no R9. There is no Raul. There is no, like, Luis Suarez nowadays. He played in Spain when Van Dijk started playing. So it's just different. But that's what I mean, to be honest. I want to have a conversation about one thing that relates to City, Liverpool, and has Declan Rice been better than Rodri this year?
No.
Why not?
No. Can I tell you something on Rice?
You can.
No. Let me tell you something on Rice. Do you know when you get a new toy and you're too excited? That's what it is. There's no way. Like Rodri has been incredible at the point where, let's say when you take Rodri, we just look bad. Rodri has been incredible. It's just that the standard for Rodri is so high that people have stopped going, wow. Rice, it's just the fact that it's a new toy at Arsenal, and they're like, oh my God, look at this, look at that. Do you know what I said the other day? Do you know that Douglas Luiz at Villa is also balling not more even than Rice? Do you know that? Because somebody decided to use stats with me. They're like, oh, look at Rice's stats. Do you know what I did? I went and took Douglas Luiz stats. He's beating Rice in stats. I was like, sometimes watch football. The only reason why Rice is in this conversation is because Arsenal fans are too loud and that team is doing well. Rice has been helped by Jorginho. That's a masterclass by Arteta bringing Jorginho into that midfield. Rice was struggling in a few games, and he's not where the level of Rodri and hasn't performed the level of Rodri. I'm
This
telling you, it's
season,
just
this
no-
season, you're
no.
talking about this season.
Yes, this season.
I
no.
am not. See, people mistaking me. People mistaking me saying Rice or Rodri overall. Rice isn't close to Rodri. Rodri won a triple and was arguably the best player in Man City last year. If it wasn't for Haaland scoring that amount of goals, I think Rodri would have been Man City's best player. Would have been on the podium of the Ballon d'Or with Messi. It wasn't going to be Haaland. But this season, just analyzing this season, if we are voting for the DM or the midfielder of the season this season, are we voting Rodri?
Yeah,
Vete.
we are.
Yeah,
I'm voting Rodri.
Really?
Half the season I'm voting Endo. Half season I'm voting Endo.
There was
Rice.
there was a large portion amongst even Arsenal fans that were questioning Rice because he wasn't passing the ball forward.
Thank you.
Right, there was a portion where that he wasn't even showing his value yet because they couldn't quite grasp how he could be within the entire team and be part of the buildup. So, I know he's looking nice now. He was partnered up with Jorginho the other day, and he was shining. But I still need to see a lot more. And again, let's see when we look at these players for this season with 10 games left, who plays when everything is expected of them, when they're supposed to not drop a ball. Let's see.
What?
Can I say one thing? I think
What do you mean, what?
Partey is
10
a
games
better-
left.
Rice with 100 million price tag on his shoulders, coming to an Arsenal team when everybody's telling him you have to win the league, you have to challenge, playing for Arsenal team that everybody said collapsed last year, and you are talking about him is still new. I think he has to get a point. Look at your player, Jack Grealish. Look at even Rodri when he had to be embedded in the squad when he joined from Spain. Fernandinho was there. Declan Rice didn't learn from anyone. I'm sorry.
Because he
Declan
came
Rice-
from the Premier League. He was in the Premier League.
No.
You can say it.
yeah, come on. He's in the Premier League in a team that averages 45% ball position to a team that averages 63 to 64% ball position that always plays on the front foot.
Fabinho
Give me
struggled.
a break.
Fabinho struggled in his first season also. Partey struggled in
Big
his
up,
first
Peter.
season
Big
also,
up, Peter.
coming from outside. You see what I mean?
Let me get Mike. Michael is one of the most reasonable
No.
guys. Give me get Martin. You're
Uh,
big up Vader. Thank you so much, Vader. Appreciate it, Vader. I know you have
Big
to
up
go.
Vader. I'm gonna be honest. This season, I would still take Rodri, just slightly. But Rice has been amazing. I really think Rice is.
Why would you take Rodri? Just because you're
I think if Rodri doesn't play for Man City, do they function? Look at how many games was he suspended in that September when they were losing 3 games in a row? He didn't play against Arsenal. He didn't play against Wolves, and they lost both of those games. That just shows you the importance, and Villa as well. That just shows you the importance of Rodri. But take nothing away. Rice has been unbelievable as well. We're gonna find out though. In 2 weeks, they go head to head. So we'll see who the best DM is in the league when those two go up against each other. Then you can have this conversation, Mo. Now, okay, it is what it is.
No, actually,
We will
I don't
find
think
out in
the
2
game-
weeks.
I don't think the game at the Etihad can tell us if Rice or Rodri.
Yes,
Man
it does,
City
Mo,
are
because
favourites.
it determines who wins the league. If you show up on that day when the chips are down and everything's there to win, who is going to rise on that day? Rodri
Hopefully
or
they both
Rice?
fail. Hopefully they both fail and we win the league.
There you go, Rak. That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer.
That's evil. That's evil.
So there is Mike Ross. Number one, you cannot tell a panelist shut the F up. That's very rude, with all due respect. So I'm not going to put your comment up, to be honest. By the way, even if you super chat a rude comment, I'm not going to put it up. Let's just establish that on this channel. I'm not that guy, right? You can
we're all
tell.
friends here, guys. We're all friends.
Yeah,
here.
I'm like, I don't get
It's
it.
just conversation.
His comment is about Patrick saying a new toy about Rice, but his club is 10 years old. That's fine. You can
Jesus.
say that. That's called banter. Patrick would accept that and would talk back. But there is no reason for the for saying.
No, I've noticed that. Look, during YouTube, I've noticed people get. I used to be in the comments, but I didn't throw such things. People get too emotional, and you know what? This is what I love about YouTube. The more emotional you get, the panelists enjoy it. Like, trust me, when I'm in the football terrace, I look at that chat and there's insults, but who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Big up
MacAllister,
Liverpool people,
though,
relax.
there is someone that is so underrated
Yeah.
with this midfield talk. Rice, 100 million, Rodri, Ballon d'Or, triple winner. Alexis MacAllister. What a player. Today, levels.
20
And
million.
levels
40
above-
million?
35.
35
million.
million. Just 35.
One of the things about MacAllister, to be honest, is that today he wasn't scared. He was on the front foot in every single tackle. He was very calm on the ball, which is something that is very tough to do. And people forget that MacAllister is 24 years old, by the way. He isn't 30. He isn't 28. He isn't 29.
He does look old. He does look a bit old.
He does look old, and he plays like an older guy. You know, he
He's
plays.
got- yeah,
He plays
he's got
like this
that.
experience with like, I'm so calm on the ball, you can't get the ball from me. Lately, MacAllister struggled in the beginning of the season to adapt to the DM role. Since Endo came to the picture, MacAllister is showing us different level. It's showing us why some people were valuing him better than Caicedo. They were saying he's the better player than Caicedo in this Brighton team. I like what he did today. He's absolutely fantastic. I think he gets overlooked by Rice, Rodri, Douglas Luiz, all this stuff. I think he looks absolutely fantastic, and I think he can be a difference maker.
He has been.
I honestly love MacAllister. I think he's been such an amazing signing for us. When we by the way, he only takes penalties now. Salah, sorry buddy, you're never taking a pen again. MacAllister's the ultimate pen taker.
What happened with Salah? Salah is your penalty.
Yeah, but
He's off the
MacAllister's
pitch.
way better
He was
than
off the
him.
pitch.
He was off the pitch. But MacAllister, I think, is the best pen taker on
You
Liverpool
guys
play.
stop. You switch fast, don't you? All those
No,
penalties.
Patrick. When you watch him at Brighton taking the pens, he scored that clutch pen against I think it was Man United last season, if I'm not mistaken, 95th minute. He has got that ice cold veins in it. But MacAllister's such a. It's not that he's like the quickest or the most physical, but the footballing IQ he has, especially with that pass he made to Nunes for the winner at Nottingham. I was like, no, we have signed an absolute gem here. And thank God he only cost 35 million, because he could have easily cost 70, 80 million if we're going to go around that price range. To get him at 35 million, amazing business. And I have always been of the notion that he should play higher up the pitch. He does that for Argentina. He does that for Brighton. He's better in that position where he executes with his wonderful passes. And now you just see it even better and better. And hopefully now, with Salah being healthy, Diaz, just please finish chances. I think MacAllister can cook even more for the rest of this season.
One of the things that I
think
noticed
the
today.
balance-
Go ahead.
I know Szoboszlai, there were moments where he wasn't quite at the same level, but
I
I
didn't
think
like
the
him at all
balance you
today.
have between Szoboszlai, MacAllister, and Endo is good. It's a good midfield. City were good today, but we didn't lose the midfield battle, which I think a lot of people expect when they play City. I think we minimized the potential threats, and we created as well. There were a number of times where you played short passes in the middle when City were trying to close us down, or we managed to get through, and you can't always say that's been the case. Technically, they're good, and they have engines in there, which is also obviously a prerequisite for.
Why
Jurgen Klopp team
MacAllister
as well.
is not being talked about as the best midfielder in the league now?
Because Liverpool fans are calm. They don't yap too much like Arsenal fans.
We get excited as well sometimes, Patrick. You know we get excited. Sometimes we get overexcited.
No, I have learned a lesson. I used to think you guys can talk more. I used to think Liverpool fans can talk. My God, Arsenal fans are this level. That's why right now I'm saying it on camera. This league, as much as it's gonna hurt me, I'd rather it be wrapped and given to Liverpool if we don't get it. Not Arsenal. My God, we're not gonna sleep. We're not going to sleep. If they win it, we are not going to sleep. Trust me. But anyway,
Mike
Rack,
Rack is going to be back in the comments in a second. 1 minute.
What would you do, Rack, when Curtis Jones gets healthy? Do you drop then Szoboszlai and play Curtis Jones and Endo in the midfield, or does Curtis then have to hold when everybody's healthy? Because I think MacAllister and Endo have proven to themselves that they are certified starters. So what do you do now with Szoboszlai and even Harvey Elliott, actually? Because he's been good this season.
I like Elliott was very good today. I think Elliott has been working tirelessly last few games, so I think he deserves a lot of credit. I think Szoboszlai's ceiling is the highest, and when they're all playing at their best, I think Szoboszlai is a shoo-in because he works hard. He's got creativity. He's got a good shot. He's got
a good shot. Did you see the shot he had today?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, sure,
that was terrible.
The woman in the next building is putting her laundry out. She is like, "What happened to my laundry, bro?"
I'm not going to crucify a guy for missing one shot. Everyone's had.
Talk about Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, man.
But I'm gonna talk about Luis Diaz. The reason why I'm asking this question because all the talk is about Rice, Rodri, blah blah blah. I think MacAllister is going under the radar, and if Liverpool win the league, MacAllister will be a big factor in that.
Endo.
He will.
Remember, guys, MacAllister was available when no one was available for Liverpool. He played with the youngsters, and he was still the guy. Is leading the pack at 24 years old. And by the way, price tag matters. People don't think that price tag matters, and I'm going to tell you why price tag matters. Because if Liverpool dropped 100 million in a midfielder, they would not have gotten Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Endo. So that's why price tag matters. Because instead of spending 100 million, not taking anything away from Declan Rice, he has been absolutely immense. But spending that money on MacAllister allowed Liverpool to get more players, which helped them during the season. So price tag matters big time.
It does, but how? But what I think the argument is, how long does it matter for? Like in 4 years' time, do we still go back and say MacAllister should be Player of the Year for Liverpool in 4 years because he cost 35 million? I don't necessarily think so. So I don't know. I think
Matt, we're talking about this season, bro. We're talking about this season. We aren't talking about next season.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't see how price tag logically doesn't make sense. The price tag matters this season, but not next season.
Luis Diaz. Patrick wanted to say something about Luis Diaz for some reason.
Yeah, no. You know what? One more thing on one more thing on MacAllister. If you obviously Endo is a short-term sort of solution. Let's say you get a proper top-class defensive midfielder, as you say that you're looking for somebody for years and years. Get one like that. MacAllister starts attacking. You still have got a good midfielder in MacAllister who is intelligent and can attack very well. Because I think when he was in Brighton, it was him sometimes who used to attack more, and he was very dangerous. I had him in my fantasy league. I was getting points off him. Now let's talk about this man, Luis Diaz. This is what I told people. I don't know why they got triggered on the football terrace. I was saying it's quite funny. That's why I was sort of heartbroken that we did not beat this Liverpool side. The quality from where, if that was money is drinking that or scoring that multiple times, all those through balls. This man was 1v1. Luis Diaz 1v1, and your dad was in the crowd going like this. Your dad was there making proud. You missed. Did you watch that? Come on. Okay, what's his strong foot? Because that one he tried to sort of keep it or whatever, or he tried to curve it. Was using his right foot. Is he right-footed? Or maybe he's left-footed. That's where he's strong.
Right-footed.
So that is his strongest foot, and that's what he did. My God, man, I don't know. Diaz, if there's somebody, I don't want to throw people to go attack him. I don't like the bullying of players. But that guy today lost you the game. That man lost you the game.
Do you want me to tell you why you're talking like this? Because he had your Kyle Walker guy on toast.
Toast.
He had your guy Kyle.
Walker was on ice.
The best Premier League right back in the history on
He's 34.
toast. The guy was spinning, bro.
He's 34.
Kyle Walker didn't know what is coming his way, bro. That's what happens. Yes, he missed a couple of chances. I thought he was absolutely great. Yes, apart from the chances he missed. But the chances he missed, yes, I'll fault him to that. It's confidence and everything. But to be honest with you, he had Kyle Walker. And normally,
how old is Diaz? How old is Diaz?
He's old. He's 27. He's old. 27.
So at 27, and that's what your end product is. Come on, he has to improve. But big up to him. He was on fire. That's why I think he's standing out a lot, because he was on fire. Because I know what I'll get from Darwin Núñez. I'll get chaos, then I'll get also blanking. But Diaz, I always thought he was very clinical. But now I remember somebody once told me that this Diaz guy is all flair, but when he gets to the final third, production is poor. So I don't know. Jota comes back into this game, into this team. Diaz, I think, holds the bench. Because
do you guys think Diaz holds bench? Rack and Mike?
Jota and Salah come back. Do you still play Diaz?
I think they're very different. It depends what you want from them. I don't know if personally, I don't think Diaz has done enough since he's been in the club. I think he's shown exciting glimpses of what his potential, what he could potentially do, but we don't see it regularly enough. If he could consistently beat his opposing fullback and create consistently like Mane did, I don't want to. Sorry, I shouldn't bring Mane into it because they're different. They're different players, and it's not really fair. But I had hoped for more from Diaz, and he got in some good positions today. He didn't. I just feel like sometimes he's similar to Gomez. Sometimes he just does stupid things. Like he has brain farts. They're really, I think he should have tried to get cut across Kyle Walker when he was going through on goal, and then by doing so, he would have taken the goalkeeper out as well, and then he's essentially got an empty net to tap it into.
Rack, would you bench him and then play Nunes on the left and then Jota down the middle if everyone was healthy?
That would probably be my preferred option, but I don't know if when Jota is going to be coming back if at all this season. So
how about Darwin Nunes today, guys? What do you guys think about Darwin Nunes today?
I thought he did okay.
He
was decent.
He was all right. He won the penalty, though. What is that you expect to him? Did you guys see Mohamed Salah's interview? I did a show about Mohamed Salah's interview this morning on my channel, reacting to what Mohamed Salah said about Darwin Nunes. He said Darwin Nunes is different. He said Mo Salah has to adapt to Darwin Nunes. He said Darwin Nunes doesn't like ball to feet, likes the ball behind. And that's different than the forward. He said that's different than the forwards that played with. I thought Darwin Nunes provides chaos. I don't think he was bad today. He won the penalty, which is absolutely, like, to be honest, for him to chase that ball and win the penalty the way he did, is just, he got Liverpool back in the game.
But not in Mo.
I don't think he's a forward, though. I don't think he's a striker, though. I don't think so.
With the pen, you see he didn't just wait for the ball to be passed and then close it down.
Yeah.
If you watch the replay, he has predicted that what's his name is going to play back to the keeper, and he's already on his bike. He's already trying to close down the keeper before he's even lifted his foot back to pass it, because he smelt that, and that's a good instinct for a striker to have.
Yeah. He's very good in running and creating chaos and all this stuff, to be honest, and I like it. Guys, can we get to 400? Can I ask you guys something? Can we get to 400 likes? We can just get 70 more likes and we're up to 400 likes. Let me do these super chats because they are relevant. What's common between Rodri's handball against Everton, Kovacic not given a red card against Arsenal, and MacAllister penalty, Michael Oliver? I'm going to say today, Michael Oliver today was a pussy for not going to the VAR to check it. The VAR people should have asked him to go check it himself. They just didn't want to do it. They wanted to end the game. They didn't want to be controversial. And he should have been to the VAR. And listen, he goes to the VAR. Here's the thing. Michael Oliver today ducked going to the VAR. I believe he should have gone to the VAR and made the decision himself. He made the VAR room people make the decision for him. He should have gone to the monitor.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can go. I think the rules are they have to refer it. They have to tell him, go and check it out. I don't think he can go.
My point is,
he can't go by himself.
I think it's his. It should have been his decision. All of them failed.
He made his decision. His decision was no penalty.
Yeah, he said no penalty.
He didn't see it, Rack. He didn't see it.
He was there.
Yeah, but after what they told him,
he didn't see it. He was standing right there. You can see on the replay. He's standing right there.
But also the referee could have asked, was there contact? Should I go check it? And if they tell him, no, he said, if there was a contact. By the way, the referee, on the pitch can make the decision to go and check it. The explanation on his ears he can make the decision to say, I want to go check it, by the way. They don't have to tell him. If they tell him there is contact, he can say, okay, I can check it. That happens in other leagues as well. And by the way, people think it's only the VAR room decision to send the referee to the monitor. They can recommend it. But if the referee asks the right questions, he can actually go and actually check it himself. It's not only the VAR room. I think he chose not to go check it. I think he chose not to go. He chose that.
Yeah, but Mo, when you're saying stuff like that, look, I don't want to get an argument about protecting City or whatever, or protecting referees, but he made his decision, and what you're doing is you're guessing about something that may or may not.
Yes, I am guessing. Absolutely, I'm guessing.
What I'm saying is, I'm not a lawyer. I know you're, Mo, I know you're legally trained, and I'm not. But what I'm saying is that
I'm a fan. This is my personal opinion. I'm a fan.
No,
you know what I mean? And also,
it's an opinion.
This is not City's fault, by the way. This is not cheating by City. I actually believe, and what Terry said on the terrace is very obvious, and it's very clear. I think they ducked the smoke. They just didn't want the smoke. I actually think they didn't want the smoke.
Yeah, and it's also unfair. He goes to that screen, all he'll be hearing is
yes, I agree. He didn't want the smoke. They all didn't want the smoke because it's very obvious to actually explain why we didn't give it as a penalty, inevitable contact, all this bullshit. If the penalty is given, there will be more talks from Arsenal, Man City, Pep Guardiola, all of this. Them not giving the penalty Yeah, Liverpool had chances and they missed it, which is some Liverpool fans are actually getting sucked into this. We should have won the game. It is our. I quote Hussam. He said the same. Michael said the same. A lot of Liverpool fans said the same. We should have finished our chances. I'm sorry. You should have finished your chances. I think it was. If this happened against my team, I'll be calling corruption. I'll be calling conspiracy theory.
No. We can't.
No,
We can't start.
I
doing
support
corruption.
an Italian team, so I know.
I know.
Man,
And
you've
I
been a
lived
part
in-
of culture, Paulie.
No, and I lived in Italy, so I've seen first. I used to live in Turin, so I understand the whole
Oh, you're a Juve fan.
conspiracy theories. No, I was.
He was
I
at the heart of it.
I lived there. I went to I went to uni there.
You get
so
money there when
I
you were
can't
there. They were
Yeah.
bribing everybody around. They were bribing everyone. Juventus. Did you get some money? The money was
the thing
dropping
is,
left and right. The Agnelli family were like, "Oh,
the problem with the accusations of corruption is that you need
it's not
to
like
have.
okay, it's not corruption." I'm telling you, if it happened again, it's my team.
If you say no, if you say incompetence, then I don't have a problem with you. It's the words you use. If you say I think these guys are incompetent, I don't. Who am I to challenge your opinion? But when people say corrupt, I have to draw
Do you
the
think
line
it was
there,
a
whether it be my
penalty?
team.
Look, let me
Sorry?
do this and ask you the question. Some
Go
are
on.
here saying Patrick a fraud, praising Liverpool, reflecting Liverpool got robbed.
Samasa, how dare you? We've known
Get him,
each other for so long. Samasa, we've known each other
Samasi,
so long.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so look. Let me just say this. Look, and I say this on the football terrace, and then they started saying I'm deflecting. I was honest, Michael. And Michael, you know me. When people think the Patrick on Twitter is the same Patrick on YouTube, I'm different. On
It's
Twitter,
the same. You're the same.
yeah,
I love it.
on,
I love it, and you're the same. I love
no,
it.
I'm not really the same. On Twitter, I go to the extremes to trigger. I will research what's going on, then I'll trigger that purposely just to trigger people. Let me be honest. I was smacked by the Liverpool team, and I'm not lying or trying to defect from the thing. I was so confident when I saw your lineup that we're gonna smoke you. I was like, this is our opportunity. Thank you, God, gods of football, for this. My God, I have been shut down. Now I understand why you guys deserve to be at the top, because Michael knows what I said on my my preview with him. I said, I don't understand how you guys are doing it. How are you getting away with it? You're not getting away with it. You guys are actually playing good football. And if Darwin Núñez and Diaz were finishers like Mane and Firmino to a level, I think today we are crying. And Mo Salah was smiling and I knew that we're going to be in trouble because Mo Salah was smiling. And I told my friend, have you seen why he's smiling? He knows that this is easy meat today. This is easy meat. And he almost caused us trouble. So, you know what? I'm a fraud today. I'm going to praise Liverpool. I'm not going to be a bad sportsman. Whose headphones are those? Oh my God. Are those mine?
I think it's Rex.
Right. Yeah. So, you know,
let me do this because I wanted to ask Rex about City
That
fans.
was
Shameless got
bullshit alert,
dominated.
Patrick. Bullshit alert.
Lucky, bro. If Pep Samuels is like City fans are shameless, bro, everyone is shameless. But to be honest, the most shameless fans, to be honest with you, are Man City fans. Very shameless. And I love it, to be honest. I like it. I actually live for it. I like it. I like talking to Patrick, Vator, Hamza. I like these guys. I love them. They're great. They make great content. And I love talking to people. Think, like, oh, yeah, you get into the argument. And I love it.
And the most shameless fan in Serie A is Mo.
I'm actually most shameless overall. Forget Serie A or not Serie A. It's funny how people that complain about Arsenal fan base are the same ones that have been bantering us for 20 years. That's very true. I think Arsenal fans have the right to be a little bit.
100%.
They haven't been that good for 20 years.
I know. And
Mo, they
and
had
this
to
is the
watch
thing.
Mertesacker and Kolasinac play football. It's like Liverpool fans. We had to watch Kyriakos and Konchesky kick a ball.
Bro,
Now we got to praise our players. Ricky Lambert.
Forward.
So Arsenal fans, I think they should have every right to be shameless and very much big up their team because they have a very good team.
Arsenal haven't been, really, relevant for quite a long time. And ultimately, if you're going to dish it out, then you have to be able to take it. Like there was periods over the last, 20 years where Liverpool fans have been, been the banter club. Man United are currently a banter club. These things are cyclical. And if you're going to dish it out, you need to be able to take it sometimes. And I can understand why Arsenal fans are dishing out because they've been taking shit for 2 decades.
Yeah.
But Martin, don't lose on Tuesday.
Tumbaline is hit the likes. Don't ghost it like Haaland did today. Guys, come on. We are that close to get 400 likes on a video live. That's great. Rack, last thing. Penalty. I didn't talk to you about the penalty.
I don't think it was a penalty.
We're not on TV. It's okay. You can say your opinion.
I know. So I don't think it was a penalty. The thing is that they talked about it after the game, and there is an unwritten law in football. Something that's given outside the penalty, I can absolutely understand why that would be given as a foul, because really the potential repercussions of that are much smaller. You know, even if you give it as a foul outside the area, there's a free kick. There's but in the last minute of a game like that, I know you're not supposed to take these things into account, but ultimately everybody's human, and I personally don't think it was a penalty, although it was close.
It was close. Okay, last thing before we end the show in the next 5 minutes, the title race. Does the Liverpool-Arsenal game get somebody out of the race? It's the next game, isn't it?
Man City, Arsenal.
Man City, you mean?
Yeah, Man City, Arsenal. Does it get someone out of the race completely?
It's 1 point between. Okay, we are third, but they're both on 64. Arsenal top by goal difference, and it's 1 point. We're down 1 point, right? So let's say,
if Arsenal win, if Arsenal beat City, City then go 4 points behind with 9 games to go,
and you guys are 3.
And I think it's. No, we'll be 4 points ahead as well because we'll be behind potentially on goal difference, depending on unless we win 7-0 or something. Sorry, Patrick, you go ahead. You say.
No, I'm just thinking. Look. Obviously, it's good that on Football Terrence I've been told by a few Arsenal fans that are coming to smoke us. They're going to choke us, and after what they saw today, so I said, know what?
Pause, Patrick.
I know. But you know what? This is what I say to them. I was like, this is Anfield, man. City don't perform at Anfield. Our brains just go numb at Anfield. We just get shocked at the mentality. But anyway, let's say, I don't know. I'm going to make it more interesting more. Yes, if one of us loses, I don't really think that's over because it is 10 games left, right? Then it'll be 9 games left. I just think like there's more. Don't forget, let's just City slap Arsenal at Etihad. Guess where we are going more? Please guess. We're going to Spurs away.
You just beat them in January away.
No, I'm telling you, Spurs away with Son back, Maddison back. As much as I want to trust my team, I'm telling you, Son owns us. Somehow he just owns us. And then somehow we always make mistakes. So I never know we might. But also, let's not forget, Man United players are coming back. As bad as Man United are, Arsenal is going away to Old Trafford, and this is Man United's last game, I think, at home or before their last game. It might also be another narrative. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be situations. I think it's not going to be over. I would love it to be over. I am a bit scared of Arsenal and Liverpool because they seem to be not giving up this time. And this is the first time I think City are having 2 teams going with them in the last end of business. Am I right? Isn't it? It's always it's either
it has
Arsenal.
Never been more than 2 teams.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just think
13-14. 13-14 was a 3-horse race.
I don't know. Let me hear
it
from
was.
the
Mourinho said it was only Man City and Liverpool were going to win it.
Nah,
he said we knew we were not going to win it.
They lost to Sunderland at home, and that's why they went out of that.
Yeah,
league,
they went out of the race like game week 33 or 34.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 games to go. So I still consider that to be you can have a 3-horse race up until the last 5 games. I think that's not, that I still consider. I consider that to be a 3-horse race.
What do you guys think, though? Let's say, for instance, one of us.
Can I do the super chat before we
go ahead.
Hamoud Al Toqi, thank you so much from Emirates. Guys, W's for my guy Hamoudi for the big super chat. Appreciate you, wallahi, for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. He's saying this Liverpool team makes me proud. The missing players, Bradley, Kelleher, Kwanzaa, they really stepped up. They made us no miss Trent, Ali and Ebo, MacAllister, Endo, less than 50 minutes, has cooked Rodri, Stones, Foden, and KDB. One of the things that, thank you, Hamoudi, for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel and sending the super chat. One of the things today, if you actually look at the Liverpool lineup, you would never think Liverpool would get a win or a result out of this game. Harvey Elliott, Endo, Kwanzaa,
Bradley.
Conor Bradley. Gomez at left. People forget Gomez at left.
Kelleher.
Kelleher as well. People will never think that this Liverpool team can get a result. I think people think, yeah, Liverpool played well. They should have won the game because they looked at the Carabao Cup final. But if I started the season or 10 weeks ago and I told you this Liverpool team is the team that's going to face Man City at the Anfield, you tell me City will smoke them. Even people before the game, I tried to say that Liverpool are never inferior at Anfield. People told me, no, City will smoke Liverpool. They have no this, they have no that. Alisson is not. I said, no, I don't think so. But the lineup itself, it looks absolutely on paper, looks like the team is depleted. So people just don't. Imagine if Man City plays without Ederson from the beginning of the game, Rodri, I'm talking about the most important players, and Haaland, for example, just 3 players. Trent, Alisson, that's a big miss. Massive miss. People just don't realize how big these two are.
And Jota. I think really Jota is a big miss for us.
Jota is smoking us.
Jota is smoking you guys. With those 2 chances that Diaz had, or even the Nunes chance that with Robertson's cross, he scores it. He scores it. I'm sorry. He scores it. He's that clinical, Jota.
By the way, Szoboszlai should have scored in the first half, by the way. That was
that header?
That was very easy.
Terrible.
Chance, by the way. It was very easy,
terrible.
by the way. We couldn't believe it. And the commentators, they're like, how did he miss this one? He should have really hit the target.
Has that other one landed yet, or it's still going to the moon? Because
I don't know what happened to him, to be honest. But again, Szoboszlai is coming back from injury. But anyway, listen, this has been an absolutely fantastic show. Thank you guys for being here. We had 600, 700 people tuning in. This is absolutely fantastic after a great game. It was absolutely a fantastic game of football. We didn't speak about Spurs. I might speak about Spurs later. Smoking Aston Villa 4-0. But listen, I think Liverpool now are in the driving seat for this league. Avoiding a loss today, they are in the driving seat. Just because Arsenal play Man City in 2 weeks or 3 weeks' time. And just credit to Jurgen Klopp. And I'm not sure who's going to win the league. I just think that at the end it's going to be Jurgen Klopp. For some reason, I just have a feeling it will be Jurgen Klopp. It will be Mohamed Salah's league as well at the end. I don't think Man City will make a difference for them. But I think this will be Liverpool's league at the end, to be honest. But I want to thank Vater, who came here. Martin, of course. Patrick, true City fan, is in the description, people. It is simple, just 1 click away. Rack joined us, even though he's not home. Well, I appreciate that. I hope he enjoyed it as well. Michael Talks Football, one of the brilliant guys out there on YouTube as well. It's 1 click away from your subscription. Great content from Michael. Vater Games as well is in the description. I'm going to have to go, and then half an hour I'll be on the Al-Ahwa with Hamza, Hussam. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, God.
Let me actually send the people there so they know.
Oh, Hamza. Oh, no.
That would be absolute. I'm not going to let him do anything, Hamza. I'm actually just.
You got to cook him for that performance.
I will. I know. I watched him on the terrace, so I know what he's going to say. I'm preparing. I'm taking notes. You know what I mean? I'm taking notes. But listen, people, this is absolutely magnificent. Thank you for everybody that super chatted us, supported us. I'm humbled by your support. Kel Kester, Mustafa, Dan Carlito, Ryan, JW, J Rock, Samasi, of course, Martin, Tambalayan, Hamoudi, and there is another super chat. It's saying, Diaz, what a player. I know these days are all about stats, but what a fantastic player to watch. But he has to improve his finishing, just like Vinny. You know, I agree with you, Mewa, but the problem with him is that he's 27. Vinny, when he was missing, he was 20 years old.
Yes.
He was 18, 19, Vinny, when he was missing those chances.
Like Vinny was 20 years old when he was missing chances.
I know, and Doku is 21. Somebody said Diaz equals Doku. Doku is 21, and Doku still has time to improve. Diaz is 27.
7 years difference between them.
I do agree with Meow, though. I think Diaz is that sort of old school player that you like to watch in football. He wants to take on defenders. He was cooking Walker today, but you cannot be missing those chances. Those are inexcusable misses, in my opinion, especially in a pivotal game. But hey, for the streets, he's a wonderful player.
Yeah, he's really good, and I thought he did very, very well.
Mo,
Appreciate you
I'm
guys.
gonna
Yeah, go
have to
ahead.
go. Yeah, you're closing already. I'm gonna have to go. I have a live. I have to go live
No,
now. Thank you.
we're done. So thank you, people, for joining us. Appreciate you guys, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Peace.